developing. I've talked enough in the last week about JetBrains Sea Lion for C++ development, along with my view of VS Code, Visual Studio Code, and Visual Studio itself. So here we're going to look at PyCharm for Python development. You'll see a bunch of projects here that I'll use reference and talk about that experience as well. So first of all, what needs to be understood is we got two versions here of JetBrains PyCharm. The first one's running on Windows and white. You can see here we've got some fairly sophisticated projects here. I'll do that in another video. Basically, I'm developing with AI using the Windsurf AI tool along with JetBrains holding the code and all the glue to all the development tools. In this case, it's Python along with the Python interpreter. Here's my view of JetBrains. JetBrains PyCharm is quite good, and it's free with Community Edition. I don't think you need anything more. A couple of things I don't like about PyCharm is the first one you see here at the bottom right. This always pops up. I don't know if this is a bug or what with PyCharm, but this always pops up all the time. I'm sure I could turn it off, but just there's so many. This is nothing to do with Brains tools themselves. I think it's more Windows development. It's just so hard with the CL type for the Microsoft C++ versus like for Windows MinW, like Linux like development tools tool chain. There's that. So PyCharm, but it always complains about the find the interpreter all the time. And I've tried it with about 4 projects. So I switched it over to Linux. So the Linux is much better. Okay. This is the Linux version. This is the Windows version. So just to see if they are out of sync or not. With the Windows version, we are looking at let's see what version we're looking at here. So here's the details. So we're looking at 2025 2.11. Okay. It should be the same as in the Linux version here. Now this is on Linux Ubuntu server. Probably people want to know the version, the desktop version in a WSL. This is 22. Personally, it doesn't really make a difference. I'm not really caring about the Ubuntu version, the latest. It's no big deal, specifically around Python. Python interpreter 3.10. 3.14 is the current version. Anyways, back to our test here on are these the same versions? So they are. The builds might be slightly different. Okay, so this is a build on September 2nd. Today's the 20th, so there might be a slight difference there. No, they're the same build, September 2nd. All right, so as I said, I'm using a WSL Windows Subsystem Linux using the Ubuntu server or Ubuntu 22 version. I've also installed the ability to have a GUI as part of the WSL environment, so thus I'm able to run the PyCharm within the WSL, and it works great. I don't see any bitching or complaining about the interpreter. It's stable, other than a pop-up that I was able to get rid of. Other than that, works great. Here's the standard Cascade from Windsurf, the AI plugin. Works great. I've just done 20 plus projects, all AI, maybe 2 lines of prompting, and it codes away. And I'm currently using Qwen 3, all free, Windsurf for free, JetBrains for free, the PyCharm all for free. And I've code-generated 20, I think it's 26 plus projects in Python with just as little as 2 lines of prompting. It's amazing with that in mind. So it's very stable. And this is one of the projects. I can generate a README file, which I believe, let me just pull that up. There you go. Has all the packages needed, how to run it, what it contains. So these are fairly advanced. Like I said, I'll do a separate video on that. I've got a requirements file, requirements text for the packages, um, so on and so forth. Works beautifully. I don't know what more to say, but to run it, there is some weirdness going on, and I would expect the project to be able to run no problem within the command line. So here we have this one called test. Let's just try running that. Where's the run? Run. Here it is. And it, let's see if it runs. Oh, it runs. Okay, fine. Let's run another one. We don't care what the project is. As I said, I'll do another video on that. Here, this project will generate some files here. So everything will run in the shell. It will run in the terminal here, and it's pretty good. Depends upon what code is generated. From my experience with Qwen Coder, Qwen 3, it if you keep the prompting simple, you will get a fairly simple project. In my case, I kept the project to one script, and it doesn't really adhere to that, but generally it's very simple projects. Some of the other projects I did at the beginning, um, you will see that they involved PyTorch, involved Google TensorFlow, along with Nvidia. It got bloated. Uh, I will say Windsurf did handle the building process like a champ quite well. I just felt that I didn't want to load those kind of projects to my server, my Quant Elite members. They were just too big and I really bloated. But I put up about two or three projects like that. Just to show you some fairly complicated code can be built out with the AI, and they work. They work right at the beginning, or very little configuration. It's mostly just pushing buttons, really. Like either you accept something, you run it, or you continue it. It's pretty impressive. I think from what I've seen of the different ways to build projects now, either in C++, Python, and I could probably say the same about Java and any other language. JetBrains is the way to go from my perspective. It runs nice and easily, it's more intuitive, as I said, versus the Microsoft IDEs. People have their own preferences. My preference. Some people complained about, oh no, you should have one IDE for all the different languages. That's just choice. It's preference. I prefer break it out into separate projects. But overall, I have to say I'm pretty happy with this process and workflow with, as I said, a JetBrains IDE Community Edition for free, and let the AI with the Windsurf take care of all your AI code generation. If you really get into trouble with the debugging, what I would suggest is to probably get the paid subscription for Windsurf. It's like what, $15 or $30 a month. I mean, considering the amount of money that you would save in either not hiring a developer or physically time, it's a no brainer. I have gone down the rabbit hole with the Chinese debuggers like DeepSeek, Qwen building the project's great, but trying to fix, compile, and build errors, you just go down very bad rabbit holes, and that's where you need to bring in probably the best model that I've seen to do that is Claude, whatever version. So for the pittance in building out the whole script or project you're trying to do, that's the way to go. At least that's how I think. And you can bang out code very quickly now. As I said, in a matter of I'll say 9 hours, but you get productive. I built out 25, 26, I think it was 29 projects in a very small amount of time, depending upon if you keep the projects really small, simple. And then if you like something, you go back in and you can re-upload the code project itself, and then you can give it to a fairly advanced model like a Claude, and then be able to modify it what you want it to do and use that code that you get from my projects, thanks to all the AI, and tailor it to your needs. Or if you're working with Python and you want to convert it into C++, you could also do that as well. These are really advanced projects. I'll do another video on that. But thanks for watching. If you want to know more, there's two things I can offer now. You can definitely learn a lot from this book. It's free. Okay, and you've got to put in your info, and your info will not get released at all. On top of that, if you're already on my list or email, or if you're not, you just want to talk to me for 15 minutes, I now have a booking section now where you can book, and we can go through if you're technical or not, or if you are technical, what options I can provide you. And I'm even at a point now where I can offer to take your trading idea and run it through one of my Streamlit apps that I'm able to generate via the advanced prompting that I know, and at least to see if your trading idea is worthy. And I've done that twice for people now, and to their dismay, they were just like shocked that, and they spent many months on their project, that the project wasn't as profitable as it says. Because as I said, you can use the AI now to download all your backtesting data, so there's no need now to go about using all these Backgrader and all these projects out there and run it through that. I mean, if you do it by choice, it's fine, but AI is so advanced now. It'll download all the data for you, depending upon how far back you go. But I have seen some real world projects that I've worked on that the AI generated, and it can do all the back testing as part of it. I got many videos on that. Anyways, you can just find them. On top of that, with the code generation, I have to say, with the vibe coding, thank God that it's died off. Somebody sent me a, a news article about how these salespeople, these project managers that get laid, have a programming idea or they want to build something like an app. They put it out in production, the thing blows up because, remember, these are people that don't know anything about what a database is, let alone why things blow up. They have to hire coders. And now the unemployed coders are coming in and saying, I am now the coder fixer, fix your project. So good on the programmers to be able to stay relevant in this world of vibe coding. And the vibe coding has now died off. I just got one from somebody I've known for many, many years, sold many successful businesses with coders, building the project. Now he's tried to build out a project for the last 6 months. And I don't know, 3, 6 months, and he's spending too many hours trying to get something done with this project, some app for iPhone or iOS. And I told him, go from this AI to Manus AI, the Chinese one, and now he's got the project working. He said he was working on a task with it, took him 45 minutes of going nowhere. And he said as soon as he tried Manus, the AI, the agents, he fixed his problem in 10 minutes. Okay, so we are there, but you're still going to have the problem of when you upload it and it goes into production, trying to make money off it, the thing starts blowing up. Don't blame the coder. Blame yourself for not thinking you know something you don't. And if it's involving real live money, don't forget that if people lose money on that as well, you're now liable for potential lawsuit over that. Anyways, I'll leave it at that. Thanks for watching. Knowing you, as you can go down, and you have a good day. Bye bye.